Hola y bienvenidos a DEUCES WILD motherfuckers! What's up, dude? Hey, so what we have here tonight is Ian Miller, former big leaguer, former Chicago Cub. Most importantly, really, I don't give a shit he played in the big leagues or not. Killing it on No Filter with his 9-hole podcast, filling in for the thrill. A last-minute scratch due to obligation that, well, who gives a shit? I'm not going to get into the details. If Thrill wants to tell him next week, then he can go ahead and do that. But Ian, welcome to DEUCES WILD, bro. How are you?
Let's go, baby. I'm fired up, man. I'm doing well. I got a text from you a little earlier, getting a call up to the big leagues. So they say, jumping on here with you, man. I'm fired up. Appreciate you having me.
So for those who do not know your story, you went to Wagner. Tell anybody who doesn't know where or what Wagner is exactly about your experience there.
Yeah, man. So I was a walk-on at Wagner College in Staten Island, New York. If you have a chance to visit and go to Staten Island, New York, don't. It is the butthole of America. It is tough out that way. It really made me appreciative of Wagner College's campus, tucked away up on a hill, man. It was gorgeous, right? It was a grind. They played at the Staten Island Yankees low A stadium, man. So that was like a little taste of the big leagues for me, man. Was easy to kind of like envision a future in baseball playing there. Got drafted, got out of there. Obviously, like grinded my way through the minor leagues, dude. But yeah, Staten Island, man. Ooh.
So, dude, it's Staten Island, and I've been there. I've been to that stadium. It's like it's a little different, right? Like it's you're separated from the city, like for sure.
Yeah, dude.
But you grew up in Philly, and then you went from Philly to Staten Island, and then from there, you ended up getting drafted. Was it the Mariners? I take it.
Yeah, the Mariners, man. The Mariners, the West Coast thing, man. I played out in Alaska, summer ball. Broke Jacoby Ellsbury's stolen base record. Sorry about it. Got on the map a little bit out there and got a chance.
Everett, Washington. I mean, this is crazy to see this. Everett to Pulaski to Clinton to Jackson to Bakersfield to Santurce. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. To Jackson to Tacoma to Arkansas to Tacoma to Peoria. To Culiacan, of course you played in fucking Culiacan. Long live the Mexican Pacifically. To Tacoma, to Rochester, to Minnesota. So you actually made your major league debut with the Twinkies.
Yeah. It was a long grind to get up there, man. I was grateful and fortunate.
People don't understand that, do they? Right? Like the journey that I just rattled off. It's incomprehensible for somebody who's not in it.
Oh, Byrnesy, I'll tell you what, man. So that was back when you're making fucking peanuts, dude. So I'm 27 years old in AAA Tacoma, haven't yet gotten to the big leagues. And my now wife is living with me at the time. She's my girlfriend, and I'm clearing not even $1,000 every 2 weeks as a 27-year-old grown man living in a, $2,000 apartment. That's the cheapest thing that they got out in Tacoma. You know what I mean? So It's crazy, dude. The grind behind the scenes, it's real, man.
Now, Culiacan, but you made a little bit more money out there, though, didn't you?
Oh, my God. That was the first taste of money, dude. So I won an Arizona Fall League ring and then went fucking straight to Culiacan. The Tomateros, man. Oh, God, it was a treat, man. That was the first taste of, like, real baseball, dude. Learned how to win out there, bro. They got fucking tubas and bands and stuff playing in the third inning of regular season games. It is fucking wild, bro.
Yeah, the energy, right?
Oh,
it just can't be replicated.
Nah, so much so I went back out there second year to Obregon to finish up my career. It's a war zone out there, big dog. It's a war zone out there.
Oh, bro, I know. Dude, I was there for I don't know, dude, like 3 weeks, and I was in Los Mochis, and I was straight out of A-ball, and it was Juan Navarrete was my man. he wasn't even my manager in A-ball. He was like the pitching coach in A-ball. And so he asked me, I said, Byrnes, you want to go to Mexico? You make good money. I said, fuck yeah, Juan, let's go. And this is really, I honestly think this is out of Instructs. It was. And so I went down there and I killed it in the minor leagues. I hit 400 in Visalia, over 100 at bats, like just slaughtering it, right? But I was making $350 every 2 weeks. $350, dude. I mean, you can't make this shit up. So the opportunity to go down to Mexico to make $3,000 a month, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, dude. So I go down there and we're facing. Where were we, man? I think it was Obregon is exactly where we were, and I went 0 for, I don't know. I was like 0 for 4 going into my last at bat. And I'm not making this shit up, dude. I did not see one fastball. Not one fastball. Over, and it was like the outs. It wasn't like I was punching out, but it was like fucking a rollover, a pop up, a fly ball, whatever. So I come up in the 10th inning with the game on the line, bases juice, and hit a fucking grand slam.
Oh,
dude. Like I went back to Los Mochis the next day. I was a fucking hero.
I probably had a parade for you.
Dude, I walked into the club. Bro, the club's in Mexico. So I walk into the club and it was like a part, like just and I was getting paraded around by a couple of the locals, right? Ryan Thompson they actually called him Lion Ryan. Like I don't know the whole story. I liked Ryan. Like I thought Ryan was a great dude, but he was the guy that kind of took me under his wing. He's just like, yeah, follow me. The other guy who was there, awesome fucking guy. And Giants fans, and we have a lot of Giants fans on this podcast, Ian, but Giants fans will remember him, J.R. Phillips. So J.R. Phillips was, again, another guy who took me under his wing and had the time of my life. But I proceeded to go, I don't know, maybe like 0 for my next 20. And they just kept spinning shit and spinning shit and spinning shit and spinning shit. And then eventually I was fucking out, dude. They wanted to put me on the Phantom DL because there was another guy coming off and have me stay for 10 days and they'd still pay me. And I'm just like, dude, fuck no. So I did everything I could do to get my money, got my money. The minute I got my money, I left.
There you go.
And then the next year, instead of going back, I actually ended up going to the Dominican.
Okay.
And from there, yeah. So from there, it was on, and I ended up, I think the Mexico experience really helped me. But I got to the Dominican. The one thing I knew is like you have to embrace the culture, and then you also have to understand that they're not going to deviate from who they are. So, for example, like with the Mexican League, it was all shit. It was all off-speed stuff, right? And they weren't coming off of that. Well, the Dominican, in my opinion, sort of prepared you for the big leagues better because I got to face 95 plus every fucking night. So, end up going there. I could hit heaters. Won the MVP award. Was the first American MVP in 20 years. And the rest is history out in Santo Domingo.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing, dude. I love that. You see any fucked up stuff while you're out there? I saw.
Where do you want to start? Yeah.
I mean, you got any crazy stories in Mexico? I saw there was a guy that got killed in BP out front of our stadium in a shootout. Assault rifle behind the statue in front of the stadium. Shootout with police. Guy got killed.
Totally normal. So my first night in the Dominican, in the lobby, and I didn't hear anything, but I come down, and in the lobby of the Plaza Naco, which was supposed to be this nice hotel in downtown San Domingo, it's a piece of shit. It's terrible. But it was the best they had. And I walked down there, and they had like a section with the caution tape roped off, and it said, cuidado, whatever. And then in between the caution tape was a body outline like this.
No.
Right? The tape body outline. And I'm like, holy shit, like what happened? And apparently the night before, the guy was trying to come home and he was trying to bring his hook piece. Like legit. Like, you know, it's, I don't know, some girl. Look, whether or not she's a hooker, I don't know. It's not up for me to say. But he wanted to bring
the night.
Hey, the lady, you know what? You fucking said it perfect. The lady of the night. He's bringing the lady of the night home. Well, in Dominican, so hotels, and especially like the upper end ones, which Platzanaco thought they didn't want that at their hotels. So they didn't want any women of the night at their hotels. And so they're like, no, she can't go up. And he gets pissed. He's like, it's fucking bullshit. Like, what are you talking about? Like, she can't go up. Like, this is my girlfriend. Yada, yada. So sure enough, he pulled out his gun. And that's the one thing in Dominican, like, you don't want to do. You pull out your gun, you better be ready to fucking use it. Because the security guard just blasted him.
He gone.
Bro, 12-gauge shotgun.
Oh.
Seriously, that's what they sit out there with shotguns. And so, I mean, who else got shot in the process too, right? This thing, shotgun sprays everywhere.
Oh God.
We'll get Will back on next week so he can break down exactly how a shotgun works, and it would kill a man, but it got him.
Cut him in half.
Pretty fucked up. All right, hey dude, let's get right into baseball. I mean, that's what we're here for. And let me get right into the title sponsor. It's how and why I always slow up on this thing. Leslie was very adamant about sending me the exact verbiage for tonight. Here we go. The title sponsor, of course, is Bet Online, the number one source for all of your summer sports this season, from MLB, golf, NBA, NHL playoffs. All the stats, news, scores, latest information you can follow on Bet Online. Get the latest odds. I just said that. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Bet Online, where the game starts. If I'm not mistaken, too, they had a promo code, capital BLEAV, believe, for a certain percentage off your first deposit. I'm not sure if that's still going or not. That is not in the ad read. But check this out, Ian. Last week, as you see this shirt right here, this is Steelhead. It's so It's a fishing brand. It is badass. It's just a gorgeous swing. Whether or not it's surreal, well, we got no idea. But you got the line coming down, everything. And our guy over at Steelhead, I mean, just they've been so fantastic to work with. We had them on last week, but it says swing for the fences with Steelhead. It's STLHD. The Gears Heavy Hitter Tee. That's what this is. This is the Heavy Hitter Tee, where America's two greatest pastimes, baseball and fishing, unite. As American as apple pie, this gear is a home run. STLD. I heard these shirts are flying off the radar too. I mean, shells, radar. I mean, it's all the same. Whether you enjoy fishing or just exploring the great outdoors, Steelhead Gear has something for you. Score big at STLHD.com and knock off 22% on your order with the code DEUCES, DEUCES, if you don't speak English, at checkout, or you can't spell, which you put me in that category. The code DEUCES can be lowercase or uppercase. It does not matter. And there you go. There's your first two reads of the night. Welcome to the show, Ian. So, dude, talk to me a little bit. I mean, the one thing that I know about you, and it gets me excited, like the 9-Hole podcast. Explain that a little bit and your idea behind it and what you're trying to accomplish.
Man, so the 9-Hole podcast is about giving the next generation of baseball players or athletes insight or information that I wish I had when I was in their situation, man. So like going through the recruiting process or going through college baseball or going through the minor leagues, I was just open to a whole bunch of different shit in the moment that I kind of had to figure out and kind of go through. I didn't really have like a guiding light. I didn't have anybody to, guide me through it, man. I wasn't really like consuming any content that was beneficial to the journey, to the process. I got out of baseball and I saw a bunch of dweebs doing it. A bunch of dudes that just aren't qualified, that have not done it, that are talking about it, that can kind of guarantee to the next generation that, man, if you work with me, if you listen to my stuff, man, I'll get you to the big leagues. And they haven't done it, right? They can't guarantee anything, man. They haven't experienced anything. That's just where I came in, man. That was like all I needed to do to kind of go all in, man. So that's what I'm doing. I have other people on, talk about their journey, talk about like, hey, man, you were, you were drafted in the 16th round and then you played for 10 years. Like, how'd you do it? You know what I mean? We just had Nick Vincent on the other day, like a 18th round pick. He pitched parts of 10 seasons, man. He pitched for the Giants, right? Throwing fucking 90. Yeah. Like, I want to hear about that guy's story. And then I want to relate that to high school kids, or I want to relate that to fucking D2 kids, right? Because that kid did it. He did it. He went to a JUCO, man. He started at a JUCO. So that's what I'm trying to do with the 9-Hole podcast, man. I'm having fun and it's keeping me in the game.
I love it. Spreading the love and really providing people with the information that will help them go through the process. I had a thing this morning that I put up on IG, and it was about written goals. And I was reading something, and it was a little mumble jumble that it's like, I'm not quoting this whole thing, but the premise of it was written goals. Excuse me. Written dreams equals goals. And it was goals plus a plan equal action. Action plus relentlessness equals results. And that's essentially the process that I think each and every one of us need to take on whatever it is that we want to do with our lives, whether it's baseball or fishing or whatever your path is in your career. Obviously, now for me with pickleball, I actually went so far to write down some pickleball goals, and now having an actual plan on what I want to do. Same sort of thing with No Filter as well, and with DEUCES WILD and with the Daily Hustle. But until you put those down and you announce it to the world in a sense, and I do think there's a time and place for that, because there's certain things that you might keep to yourself, and there's certain things that you go ahead and proclaim. But I know when I was 9 years old, I said that I was going to be a Major League Baseball player. And anyone at the time was like, oh, of course you are. Of course you are. It's the type of thing that's kind of roll their eyes. But the one thing I'll tell you is that my mom from the get was all in. And so she would then go around telling people that I was going to be a Major League Baseball player. And there's an infamous story. Good buddy of mine, two good buddies of mine, Brendan and Brian Royer, their dad, Pete, they were two of the best athletes in the area. And Pete was, a fantastic athlete. So he was a dad. But my mom went into, I guess they had a real estate office. She was in Royal Realty one day. They were talking. It's like, oh, yeah, you got a 12-year-old? Yeah, I got a 12-year-old. Oh, yeah, like, good athlete. Yeah, good athlete. Okay. Oh, yeah, Roy Twins. Yeah, I've heard of him. Eric Byrnes. Okay. Yeah, Eric's going to play in the big leagues. And he remembers her walking out of there, and he tells a story. He's like, that fucking dumb blonde. Holy shit, that kid's never played in the big leagues. Yada, yada, yada. Well, you know what's funny? Go. And this is why it gets so, annoying. And by the way, I love Pete. I love the Royers. But until it happens, you don't know it's possible, right? Until the kid from Wagner, who is just fucking scrapping his way along from freaking, Pennsylvania, small, like figures it out and climbs and literally crawls his way to the big leagues. Like, you just don't know.
For sure, man. The visualization part, the proclaiming it, right? Manifesting it, however you want to say it. I studied the whole law of attraction. Love that shit, man. So when I wake up in the morning, obviously, like, you are a man of what you say, right? So you practice what you preach. I see the shit that you're doing in the morning. You wake up, you're on your boards, and you're looking at vision stuff, right? Like,
Yep.
A, I wanted to ask you about the balance boards, the boards that you're doing. But B,
Footboards.
like, you're doing that every single morning where you're visualizing and you're seeing like your goals, and that's a part of your morning routine. You do that every single morning. You manifest that stuff.
So Ian, basically what I do every morning, I'm gonna let people in on this. I'm not sure if I ever like roll out of the rack. Today is going to be a great day. Attack each day with enthusiasm, unknown to mankind. Most important thing in the world, nothing else. A family. Let's fucking go. And I get up and go brush my teeth. I'll have my clothes laid out from the night before, and depending on if I'm going to go inside or outside, it depends on the weather. If it's really cold, I go outside. So if I can get some crazy cold exposure, I do it. If it's 40, 50 degrees, it's just kind of not worth it for me. So I'll do my cold shower later and everything else. But if I can get some good solid cold exposure outside for 10, 15 minutes, I'll do that right away. But I walk into the kitchen where the coffee maker is. The coffee's already set from the night before. So I have it fully loaded, water, grains, everything. I flip that on. I get the heavy whipping cream out of the fridge. And then, a couple minutes later, as soon as the coffee's ready, I'll actually take a mug. I'll heat the mug up. So when I put the coffee in there, I'll put the little bit of the cream in there first. And then I'll actually heat the mug up with that. And then at that point, coffee's ready, put it on, and go straight to that spot where the footboard is. I stand on the footboard, take a good deep breath, get me going to fire up the day. From there, I listen to our guy, Angus Buchan. It's like a 3-minute devotional that he has. And then I go quote searching. And it's funny because I get them from everywhere. I have a whole book of quotes right there. It's a really, really good one. I have another one that's all John Wooden. And then I have a daily quote that will come on the phone every morning too. I don't typically love those, but sometimes I'll go exploring. And, it's like if there's something I want to do on courage or something I want to do on happiness or whatever it is. And then I'll pick the quote of the day. I'll send it to my family. I'll write it up on the board. And the day is on. And I write my gratitudes. So I'll put the gratitudes up there. I'll put the quote up there. And then at that point, it's 10 to 15 minutes on average that I'll spend on that board, either inside or outside. And then at that point, it's just like put my shoes on and it's either hitting the fucking pavement or hitting the treadmill. And that's when I'll take, I take the one video, and then that's when I'll put the video together, fire it out later. And then I'll come up with an actionable plan of the day on how I want to charge it. What I'm going to do with the daily hustle. Start looking for news stories of things I can come on and talk about that potentially could move the needle, and then decide whether or not I'm going to write a daily hustle. A lot of the daily hustle, that's funny because I've done so many of these. I have Daily Hustle 222 right here. Unfiltered Life Guide from a Human Crash Test Dummy. They're all like short, they're all basically like one-page sayings. I've done thousands of these, dude. Thousands. Wow. And that's so easy to put together a book. But yeah, it gets me on track for the day. And then I have a plan through the course of the day. It's depending on exactly what my obligations are to the family. And that's pretty much priority number one. And outside of if, Joe and I are wrapping it out and like, hey, here's a mandatory meeting. And then it starts with what are my obligations with the family? And then it goes to exercise and pickleball. And that's it. And then that becomes the big thing. That and obviously the content creation on No Filter. So, it's when we we're setting ourselves up, I think, for success or failure in life by the actions that we take. And so everything that you do, I would say do with a purpose, do with a plan. And, I most importantly now is I try to take all these lessons and pass them on to my kids. And then also to let them play kids that I coach is, look, how we do anything is how we do everything. So it's when we get up in the morning, if we're sloppy with this or we're sloppy with that, we're sloppy with our room, we're sloppy with the way we're fucking brushing our teeth or combing our hair or whatever, like it will bleed into every other aspect of your life. So I just look, I'm very unique and I got my own style and I do my own thing, but and that's what I tell my kids. Like, I don't care. You don't have to put the collared shirt on and be preppy and whatever else. Like that's not what I'm looking for. But you can do you. Just make sure you has effort that's put into it, and that's the shit that matters, to me in my life. And so, ultimately, whatever I can pass on is great, and hopefully have an influence.
Man, that's fire. I'd love to hear that shit, man. Had to ask. That's something that I knew I wanted to ambush you with as soon as possible, man, because I see you doing it. Obviously, like being able to just being able to hold a picture of it and like throw it out there, man. I love it. And it was big time for my success with baseball, man. Just having that vision and not fucking getting away from it, man. So wanted to ask you about it. Fire me up.
Thanks, dude. So, all right, Ian. Let's rip around the league right now. Tuesday, the 23rd of April. Dodgers up 4-1 on the Washington Nationals. The Dodgers 13-11 at this point. Obviously, they haven't played the type of baseball that they would have liked. I mean, everyone thought this team was going to win 110 games, right? I think their OU in Vegas was damn near 104. What have you seen from these guys in the early going, and what do you think will happen going forward?
So I thought initially that the Dodgers were going to start off a little slow, man. And then when the Ohtani stuff came in, I thought it was going to be a detriment. It looks like, obviously, that is the total opposite of what I thought, man. So Ohtani's hot, right? Mookie Betts is obviously hot. There was a whole bunch of, what was it? MVP votes already, dude. He's at the top of it. He's fucking banging. Chris Taylor is obviously having a slow start. The human jackknife. He can play any position. He bangs. He does everything. Last I checked, he had like one hit.
Yeah,
30 something at bats, man. Hopefully he turns it around.
That, bro.
That's tough. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. That's tough. But he's a proven vet, right? Can't doubt the guy. He's done it over X amount of years. He'll figure it out. Who knows what happens moving forward? But obviously, dude, they are fucking juggernauts, man. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to take them down. I thought, the Padres, I thought the Giants, man, I thought maybe people would be able to hold them in check. I thought Seattle would be, hopefully holds them in check. I don't know how that's going to work out.
Looking at this right now, you got Betts with over 1,000 OPS. Ohtani's got over 1,000 OPS. Freddie Freeman's at 821. He's 2 for 4 tonight. Will Smith is at 829 OPS. Teoscar Hernandez over 800. So for those at home that don't quite understand this shit, when Dave Forrest of the Oakland A's pulled me aside, he's now the current general manager. At the time, he was the assistant to Billy Beane. And he said, here's the OPS for you to shoot for. And this is before anyone knew what the fuck OPS was, Ian. He says 800 is a fantastic number. If you could get to 800, that is where you want to be. Like, that is all-star caliber. 900, you're turning 900 is like guarantee all-star. 1,000, you're the best player in the league. And that's pretty much so you have Teoscar Hernandez. He's at 807. Muncy's at 768, which is still great. And then they have struggled at the very bottom. And they've struggled in the sense that you got Kike Hernandez and James Outman. James Outman, who's friend of the program. We love him here at No Filter Network. Scuffling a little bit. Sarah High School graduate. He's got a 600 OPS, hit just 191. He is 1 for 1 tonight. And it looks like, let's see if he hit a homer. No, he did not. I love when you look across the box score, though. You have the at-bats, hits, runs, RBI, whatever. So you have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Always typically assume the guy hit the homer. Yeah. He did not hit a homer, but he did hit a double. His third of the year. So good for Outman. Pages is the guy they called up just recently. You know anything about him?
Nah, Pages.
Yeah, Andy Pages. No. He's a Cuban guy. born in 2000, so what, 23, 24 years old. And he's a guy they really liked as well.
Cuban guy named Andy.
And it's
I don't know that guy.
You know what? You know what's funny? Dude, Andy ain't bad. I played with another Andy Cuban guy. Andy must be a very popular Cuban name.
Man, that fucking shocks me, dude. That
okay,
shocks
dude.
Me, man.
I totally agree. Giants and the Mets tonight. A couple of really good pitchers going. And it is, I mean, they're just firing off right now. It's going to be Logan Webb. And let's see here. I don't know why he's pitching against the Mets ace, who is, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank.
Let's see here.
Freaking stud. Absolutely. Like, if you look at the numbers right now, slaughtering it. Oh, fuck, whatever.
Shit, I'm looking it up. I can't even see.
I'm clicking on it. It's taking me to the Boston game. Yeah, Severino. Thank you, Joe. Luis Severino. This is what the chat is good for.
Love that. Love chat.
So Luis Severino going up against Logan Webb. The OU in this game was 6.5.
Okay, so I got a question for you. So what does that mean?
Basically,
that's a crazy question.
6.5 runs. Yeah.
Okay,
well,
so
total between the two, which is super low, Ian.
Okay, got it. Well, I mean, they're struggling, right? They're both struggling. You got the ace out there, maybe against
I mean, you got two aces.
Ooh.
Two aces going. I want to give you Severino's numbers. Let's see here. I don't know. Why does this thing suck? The first time I actually need it and super into it, they have the bench, they have everything. Oh, here we go. All right. Now I'll click on Severino. You ready for this? He's 2-1 at 2.14 ERA, 21 innings pitched, 21 strikeouts.
Oh.
A 1.38 whip. Dude, it's not that fucking good. Why are we celebrating him and acting like he's unhittable? Why? So we took the over and we took the Giants. We said, fuck it.
Okay.
So
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Wade's hot. Fucking Lamont. That dude's hot, huh?
Yeah. Lamont. Dude, look. Late night Lamont is you got, let's see, that's the Giants. Let's see the Giants lineup tonight. You got John Lee sitting there 729. Lamont Wade Jr. 925 OPS. He has been hot. You know who else has been hot? Patrick Bailey at 915 OPS. I read an article in the McCovey Chronicles the other day about how he's the best player on the Giants. I don't know about that, but he certainly is having a shit ton of success. And Giuseppe Pepe Manuele, have you ever met Ian Miller? Is a question.
What's up, boys? I have not met you formally, Ian, but thank you for coming on to No Filter and spreading your love. Hearing lots of great things from both Byrnesy and from Leslie. So awesome to have you on the show, man. On DEUCES WILD.
What's up, Joe? It's a pleasure.
I love that you got the call up today, bro, and you already packed up your stuff and got on the bus.
That's right, baby. Couldn't miss the opportunity, man. I'm grateful for it.
Time.
That's right, man. I appreciate it, dude. It's a pleasure to meet you, man. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah. Joe, let's talk about your hat, dude, before we get into anything else.
Yeah, so I was in Philadelphia for the weekend. My daughter plays travel volleyball. So and off to Reno this weekend. I'm in volleyball hell and get home. Going through my packages, and I see this box that said Hood on it with my name on it, and I open it up, and here's like a cool, like retro Expos looking hat. And I thought, okay, well, I did not order this, so I sent a text message to Eric's lovely wife Tara, and to Byrnesy and said, "Hey, you wouldn't know anything about this, would you?" And sure enough, Tara saw it. I'm from Montreal, big Expos fan, and so here it is. They're really cool hats, though. Actually,
Love it.
I
So,
would
but
imagine
explain to me, like, what it says, and then the significance of all of it.
Well, dude, this is the whole thing. Like, they do these retro hats. So it says Montreal, Canada. And then you see Tim, Andre, Hubie, and Andres, UL, 1985. So, being
Tim Raines.
I'm thinking Tim Raines, Andre Dawson, Hubie Brooks,
Yep,
Andres Galarraga,
of course, the big cat.
and then, and the UL reference I didn't quite get. So,
What about UL Washington? Did UL Washington play for the Expos?
no, he did not. Not that I know of. But anyway, it's a really cool hat, and it's wool, like totally old school.
Ooh.
I know, like, they had an old Montreal Royals hat. We were celebrating Jackie Robinson's some anniversary about him playing in the bigs, and little known fact, but Jackie played AAA ball for the Montreal Royals before the Expos were a thing. So his first professional experience was actually in Montreal. And there's also a great Netflix documentary coming on soon, talking about the Expos, the rise and fall of the Expos, basically, which I'm really, really looking forward to. That should be fun. That should be really cool.
Ian, before I forget, and we're going to have, like, Joe's going to get into some baseball card stuff that we're very fascinated with. And Ellie De La Cruz, another homer, by the way, tonight, Joe.
Yeah, I did. I saw that. And Ohtani just hit a 450-footer, by the way.
Did he really?
Launched one. Yeah.
Did we miss that? I mean, just like, how recent?
That literally happened like as soon as I hit the knock button.
Oh, fuck.
By the way, Arizona has 14 runs on against the Cardinals too today. Like, they are talking about hot team. But home run number 6 for Ohtani, who also leads the league in hits and batting average. So,
Ian, let me get to this. Joe and I have talked about this before. I'm not even sure if he remembers, but I have an idea. And I heard from somebody else. It wasn't even my idea. Someone else had mentioned it. They're like, dude, you should do this. Create a show on No Filter called The Call Up. So you could bring anybody on who's ever gotten a call to the big leagues. Yeah. Tell me the story about the day. And Joe, you and I talked about it because I told the story about my call-up, right? Yeah, and I'm like, dude, you can do. I don't care if you're a fucking superstar or you spent one day in the show. Like, everybody's got the amazing story of the call-up to the fucking big leagues for the first time. Ian Miller, what was your story?
Man. So I just got traded, right? So I got traded from the Mariners over to the Twins early August. So right after the trade deadline, I was not on the roster. So all fucking bummed out. I didn't get traded. So I'm like, man, I'm not going to get an opportunity. So I got traded over to the Twins, and I grind there in Rochester for about 3 weeks. And then September 1 rolls around, and the manager calls me into his office. I got traded over to Minnesota. So I'm like, dude, they're not going to just fucking trade me over here to have me for a month and then not call me up. Buxton was banged up. You guys need a defensive replacement, a pinch runner. Daddy's here. You know what I mean? So they called me in the office after the game. I don't fucking know any of these guys other than 2 or 3 weeks being here. So I'm coming from somewhere where I had all these relationships, 7 years in the minor leagues. And I get over here. I'm here for fucking 3 weeks. I'm a rental. The guy just says, hey, Ian, you've never been in the big leagues before, right? And I'm like, nah, dude, what? No, I haven't. He goes, all right, well, you're going up. And he shook my hand. And he's like, all right, go pack your bag. I'm like, oh, all right, dude. So I walk out. And then, man, I'm going to fucking butcher his name here. But Derek, I want to see Felvey, something like that. He was the GM. I think he's still the GM over there in Minnesota. Okay. Derek came in there. And I'm like, hey, you're one of the GMs, right? Like, dude, you called me up, man. He's like, yeah, you're going up to the big leagues. Gave him a huge hug. That was dope. Got to go outside, call my mom, call my family, call my wife. Like, it was awesome, dude. But I get in there, man. Woo! They got bidets in there, man. That's the first time I've ever experienced a bidet in a big league clubhouse, dude, with the heated seat, kid. That was different, right? The call-up story wasn't that great, but the first day in the show, that was special. That was special.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally. I mean, what now? How about where was your first game? Was it in Minnesota?
That I played, that I debuted at, or that I like sat at?
All right, tell us both.
I mean, shit. I got called up. I was in Detroit. So I was in Detroit, fucking nervous, taking it all in on the bench, just eyes wide, dude, with a smile on. They didn't let me play. They're like, "Hey, dude, you're not ready. You're not." Rocco Baldelli was like, "Dude, you're not ready." I'm like, "Dude, all right, whatever." So they didn't clinch yet. They're still in the hunt. So these games matter, right? They're not just going to have me fucking get in there unless there's an emergency. We go to Boston and didn't quite clinch yet, but that's where I got to get in, man. So I debuted in Fenway.
No way.
It was insane, man. My mom, my wife, they were there. Got to sign the monster, dude. That was sick. And then ended up getting my first knock back in Detroit.
Nice.
Man, so yeah, it was cool. Got to go to a couple cool places, dude. But
so how's Fenway, Ian? I mean, I saw a couple of games. I remember walking into Boston for my first game at Fenway, and I thought, man, that's a little league ballpark, right? Like,
dude,
it's so small, right? Like it's so constrained and stuff.
So yeah, yes, dude. I'm gonna talk about like the facilities. So like the visiting team facilities. You're right, dude. It is tiny, right? My mom was out there to watch me debut, and she's like, "Man, the fucking seats were uncomfortable. My God."
Yeah.
So, dude, you go in the locker room, the away locker room, Byrnesy. I'm sure. I mean, you know this, dude. You go in there,
Of course,
and it's a fucking high school football locker room with little. It's dude. It's just like metal lockers with metal hangers, but they want to protect that feel. You know what I mean? Like it's the vibe. And it's, dude, it is what it is. It's jammed, it's confined, and it's like, okay, but it's Fenway, is what it is. Then you walk back down a hallway, past the training room, past, the other rooms, and you get to like a state-of-the-art fucking kitchen. But everything was pretty confined and all up on you, dude. But you felt the history, man. I'm in that locker room. I'm like, dude, there are some bad motherfuckers in here. I'm a part of history. You know what I mean? I'll sit on this fucking wooden stool in this football locker. There's rust and shit up on the lockers. It is what it is. It's Fenway, dude. Yeah. So like, that was my experience, man. It was awesome, dude.
It is so cool. What's funny is that like if you go meet your family before or after the game, it's the same thing as you would as if you were playing high school football. You'll walk out of the locker room, then the family's just hanging outside the locker room, but they're in the halls of the stadium.
Yeah,
it's not like it's this under the tunnel or special place. And so I have this epic picture with Mike Trout and Houston Street and Biscuit and Callie and Chloe.
No way.
Just outside the Angels locker room. Houston Street, who I played with in Oakland, was there. Mike Trout, I actually did his shoe launch for when they came out. And what's cool is that they still have the Trouts, right? They're still a big thing with the shoes. But I did the whole big shoe launch thing, and I was very, very honored for it. They got to choose whoever they wanted to choose, and they fucking chose me to do it. It was this big presentation and whatever. So I knew Mike, not well or anything. It's like I have his number, but he came out and he just happened to be coming out as we were talking to Houston, and it was like, "Yo, Byrnesy, what's up?" And talking. It's like, "Hey, can we snap a pic?" And we snap a pic, dude. 5 minutes later, I'm not kidding, maybe 7 minutes later, Mike Trout is leading off for the Angels. So just think about that, right? Like the feel of it all. If you have not been, if there's two parks in Major League Baseball, if you're a baseball fan, that you have to go to, and there's like, it is non-negotiable. You have to go to before you die. It's Wrigley Field and Fenway Park. And I think if I'm not mistaken, that's it. Because those are the last of the old school. I would have told you old Yankee Stadium as well. You could go to New Yankee Stadium and try to get the feel of what the old Yankee Stadium was like. It's similar. Is it the same? Not even fucking close. Not even close.
Love that. Man, I
So-
love that. I got to experience a little bit of Wrigley, dude. Ugh, God.
Amazing, right?
Oh, God. Couldn't agree more, man. Could not agree more.
Cool.
Hey.
Well, boys, I wanted to. So when Thrill is back next week, we've been talking about doing a card break. Ian, I don't know if you collect cards or not, and I've got involved in the hobby. It's very addictive, by the way.
Man, I have not dipped my toe in there. I have not dipped in there, though. But it's open. The toe's open. The toe is open.
It's fun. So we have we're gonna do a little break. I've got 5 boxes of Topps 5-star, which is their top of the line product, or it's actually one of their top or higher end product. And the cool thing is, Will signed a deal with Topps last year, so there's a number of really special Will Clark cards, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of my favorite here. I'm going to pull that up. And the first one, we're going to give this one away. This is a card that was actually it's a custom card. So there's a shop here in Half Moon Bay called Custom Cards that takes.
Oh, that guy does such a good job.
Yeah, he's like awesome. He's so phenomenal. And he made me a Will Clark card, and we're gonna get Thrill to sign this one, and we're gonna give it away to someone in our group of Deuces Wild fans. It's absolutely epic. I got this. This I bought off a guy at the card shop who just walked in. This is an old relic of Will Clark. This is a 2002 Topps card. It's called Topps Archive, and it's got a little piece of Will's jersey, apparently.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so it's called a jersey relic. Really cool card.
Gray jersey or white jersey?
It's gray. There's a little gray patch there, which is interesting. So, but I need to get the story from Thrill on why that's gray. Then this is from something called Topps Tribute. This is a regular card. Same thing. I think I'll send these to Will and just get him to sign them. Right. And I'll tell you, the next one. I want to show you guys Will's autograph. Like people talk about this in the hobby. Who's got the nicest autograph? Look at how clean
Will does. I mean, dude, honestly, like it is so legible, incredible.
And it's legible, and you notice the little 22 underneath there. All right, you see that right there? Can you see that? So
Yeah.
Of course.
So Will Clark 22. This card is from that 5-star box we're going to be opening. This is a 4 of 5. So there's only 5 of these cards. This one I'm keeping for my personal collection. But because it's gold plated, it's got it's a 5-star Will Clark card, which is really cool. And then Byrnesy, I thought you'd talk about Ellie, but I want to show
I brought him up, dude. He hit his 7th homer of the year.
Look at this card. This is called an RPA. It's called a Rookie Patch Auto. So you get an autograph card of a guy who, this is a patch of his uniform. So it's got lettering as part of it. And number to 49. This is card 37 of 49. This one's actually from, it's called National Treasures from Panini. So they're not licensed from Major League Baseball, but they basically pay certain players. And it's a rookie patch of Ellie De La Cruz. This is, God, I don't know what this is worth. Probably $1,200 in that range. Yeah, nice card. So, and I've got a box of Topps, and we got a bigger crowd. This is I haven't cracked this open. It's a hobby box. These are the common cards that come out at the beginning of the year, the 2024. And hobby box is anywhere between $80 to $110 in that range. There's one autograph or a relic card there with patch of a jersey. And the chase obviously is Ellie. Ellie is the rookie chase for this particular year. But I got to tell you, man, those Braves, those Bravos, that's Acuna here on the cover for this year.
Yeah.
Look really, really cool. And then no card discussion is complete without a few classic Eric Byrnes cards.
Ha!
So we got My guy at the local card shop, Coast Cards here, bought a collection from a local guy. He unfortunately passed away he bought it from the estate, and huge local collector, collected a ton of Giant stuff, a lot of hockey stuff, San Jose Sharks. And then in the collection, there happened to be 5 really cool Eric Byrnes cards. So this is your Bowman Certigraph auto issue, Burnsy, when you're with the A's.
Yeah. Look how sloppy that fucking signature is, though, dude. I mean,
it's not bad.
I look at Will Clark's autograph and I think to myself, I should have spent more time when I went ahead and I practiced my calligraphy.
Yeah, like weren't you like signing thousands of these back then? Like,
bro. So Ian, I don't know if you ever got to experience this. And by the way, our loose sponsor here, potential sponsor down the road, Clase Azul, which is filling up my cup tonight. So cheers to Clase Azul out there. No longer 818 tequila. We're not giving them any more free promos.
No,
we're not drinking their tequila anymore.
Here's another Fleer Ultra card, Burnsy, where you were number 24.
That's Arizona Fall League. Yep.
Oh, cool.
That was Arizona Fall League. So you go to the Fall League and you got to wear the big league uni. Did you ever play in the Fall League, Ian?
I did, man. Oh,
Put the big league uni on for the first time, right?
Oh my God, get it tailored, man. Kisses that body, just fits perfect.
Ah, dude. Wait, what's up with the unis this year, though, Ian?
Oh, they are dumpy.
What the fuck? What happened?
They are dumpy. I don't know, man, but they skipped out. They skipped out big time, dude. So obviously we saw in spring training, we had bulges popping out. They were see-through, dude. You know, I'm seeing stuff. Bellinger just ripped his pants. I see guys ripping their pants, man. I don't know. I don't like it. They don't look very good.
Hey, Joe, I got a question for you. Did we take the over in the Colorado game?
Yes, sir.
They're at 9 runs. It's 5-4 Colorado.
Yeah, that was
in the fourth inning. How was that only 9 runs?
9.5. Yeah, it was wild. I mean, I wish I played it for more than one unit now, right? It sounded too good to be true, but sometimes it is.
Dude, that's a good looking card right there.
Look at this, bro. Ooh. This is I bet you this is a Topps. It's a Bowman Chrome, actually. And so it has your autograph. It's not your autograph. I don't think you signed it. I think
but it's there.
So, but that's a Bowman Chrome. It's got another little sticker there, but yeah. And then this is a nice one. I like this one. This one looks like it could be in the 50s, bro.
Oh wow.
This is
so that's my rookie. That is the first card that's ever been made of me.
Nice
in the big leagues. Like that is it.
So I was going to ask you about that. Which is your first official? So the interesting thing.
So, I have the minor league card. So, like when I was with Visalia and stuff. But the first A's card that I've ever saw. But that's not A's. That's Fall League.
That's your Fleer prospect card. But this card here is your Fleer rookie card. Yeah.
How badass is that?
That is awesome. That is actually. And you know what? This card is pretty good. Well centered. Pretty clean. I might have to get that slapped for you, bro. But I'll get you to autograph it first.
Hey, so a question here for you guys, because I read an article in Men's Health about Bo Jackson, and it's really kind of an update on Bo and what he's doing. And Bo was notorious for not lifting weights throughout the course of his entire career. He would do push-ups, he'd do sit-ups, he'd pull up, like he'd do all of it, whatever. But he wasn't this weight room guy. He just had his own thing. And so they talked about, some of the legendary stuff that Bo accomplished in his day. I mean, just some of it, it's fucking mind-boggling to think, what he did. It says the did you witness Bo stiff-arming a young quarterback named Deion Sanders to the turf on his way to a touchdown against Florida State. Bo godsmacking his first big league home run, 475 feet, one of the longest ever in Casey's Kauffman Stadium. Bo blasting a leadoff home run in the 1989 All-Star game, hit that drew from former President Reagan. I mean, the guy literally did it all, right? They had the Bo Knows commercial, on and on and on, just legendary fucking stuff. This guy, if you ask me, was the greatest athlete that we have ever seen in our lifetime, period. He was that good, running over Bosworth. The tunnel run, the 290-plus yard runs, the only guy to make the All-Star game in both MLB and the NFL. So from there, and he's dealing with these chronic hiccups, by the way. I mean, I can't think of a more annoying sort of health element that he's dealing with at this point. I mean, fucking chronic hiccups.
No way. No.
I mean,
right?
How's that not something someone's been able to solve for him in this medical day and age, right?
Dude, they're talking about all the different ways. It's like, you know how they say they try to scare you, you hang upside down, you drink water backwards, all of these different things. They can't find fucking a cure for chronic hiccups. Well, Bo's got chronic hiccups. So here nor there. Look, Bo Jackson obviously is one of the greatest athletes of all time, but then it did get me thinking, where would Bo stack up and where does he stack up on the list of greatest athletes of all time? And so I just decided I'd put greatest athletes of all time and see what pop up. And what appears to be like this pretty credible source is ICEF is the name of it. They have certification. I don't know. It looks professional to me. Who gives a shit? But here was their top 10. Roger Federer was at 10. Bo Jackson was at 9. And I really thought that was fucking low. Like really, really low. It didn't make any sense to me. There was Messi at 8. Babe Ruth at 7. Jim Thorpe, when you go ahead and look into his credentials, if you want to make the argument for Jim Thorpe at number 1, I'm not going to say a word. Michael Phelps at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah? He's a fucking swimmer, dude.
Yeah, but he has like 22 gold medals in swimming or something ridiculous.
Dude, I respect the shit out of him, but he's a swimmer. You're telling me he's a better athlete than Bo fucking Jackson?
Okay, keep going, bro. I mean, there's an accomplishment thing that happened there too. Right?
Number 4, Usain Bolt. So the guy that was breaking all the records, 100, 200.
50.
Okay, he's fast. And this is one I also take exception with, Giuseppe Pepe Manuele. Number 3 on the list. Go ahead and get ready to defend him.
All right.
Wayne Gretzky.
So, no one's done what Gretzky's done on ice, and no one will likely repeat what he did.
It's like Phelps in the pool, right?
It's like Phelps in the pool, and so if you're gonna go there, you got to have Michael Jordan's got to be, if you're going down the GOAT path, right? Like you wouldn't say Tom Brady is a great like I wouldn't put Tom Brady in the list of top 10 athletes, but hockey, man, you I wouldn't say that like Gretzky was the fastest skater or the most endurance, like, or the strongest guy. Like Marc Messier, who he played with, I would argue, was a better athlete. But to be able to do what he did in his career, tough to argue that. It all depends on, how you define athlete, right, bro?
Yes. Okay. So if you were to ask me,
like Babe Ruth, I can think of 10 baseball players I'd put ahead of Babe Ruth. If you're thinking of athletic,
but okay. The balance, I truly believe, would be there should be a balance between your success on the field and your physical capabilities. Because with the list that they just put here, how you don't put a 7-time Super Bowl champion, 9-time Super Bowl goer, and Tom Brady on this list, I think you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You can't put Wayne Gretzky on this list at 3 and not have Tom Brady, who holds, half the passing records and has more championship, triple the championships of any other quarterback.
Okay, I have to dig for this replay, and I don't think I'll be able to find it on this show, but there was a show, I'm showing my age now, Ian. There was a show back in the day where they would do like these Olympic sports with professional athletes. So they had like this 50-yard sprint, and they had athletes from every sport, but they had Wayne Gretzky in there, and they had a couple of black, like NFL running backs, and they had, baseball players, and Wayne Gretzky won the 50-yard dash.
What?
He was the fastest fucking guy. He was faster than an NFL fucking running back. Here's this little white boy, as pale as can be, from Brantford, Ontario, like outrunning NFL football players. And so, whereas when you think of Tom Brady and you think athlete, I think of the combine tape, right?
Oh, yeah.
He barely got it under 6 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
I gotta find that clip. I gotta see if I can dig that up for you guys. And
That's crazy, man.
I'm gonna make
I
the
always
argument
heard
that the great one was a much better athlete than Tom Brady.
I heard, man, hockey guys' legs, man, are strong as fuck, right? I always heard that. Always heard that, man. I never got to experience it. Probably definitely would have got broken in half had I played hockey, man. But that's crazy to hear Wayne Gretzky is just smoking dudes in the 50.
So
okay, check this out. Okay, here's who was in this. Okay, Wayne Gretzky went in a race against Pele, Beyond Board, and Sugar Ray Leonard in a 100-meter sprint.
Okay, so with those guys there, Pele should have fucking blown him out of the water. Like how and why he didn't is beyond me. I don't know if he was.
How old
was Pele a lot older at this point? Like,
I mean,
Pele was known as the greatest soccer player ever. He had to have been fast as shit, right?
Okay, I'm going to share my screen for the audience, and I'm going to show you the clip. All right, give me 1 second. Here we go.
Oh, this is great.
And you see this?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Gretzky, Beyond Board. Okay, see if you can identify which one Gretzky is. Here he is, the white kid with the blonde hair.
Yeah, lane number 3.
Here we go. And they're off.
He got a good
Gretzky,
jump. Oh, shit.
Not even fucking close.
Not even close. Wow.
There you go.
And he's got a collared shirt on.
Ray Leonard, the collared shirt. Sugar Ray Leonard. There's Sugar Ray. There's Pele. And look at the start. Oh, he just launched.
Oh.
And Ian's right. Look at those legs, man. Pasty white as they can be.
Tree trunks, man.
So, dude, I've certainly learned this, and I've learned it through the skiing thing. So just watching my kids ski. And you see in every age group, it doesn't matter. You had, you got 100 kids that ski, and you'll have the top 10. And the more I've gone through this and noticed this, every one of the kids that finish in the top 10 are all athletes. They all play another sport. They all have parents that have some sort of athletic background, no matter what it was, whether they were a professional skier or they were a professional ice hockey player or they played college tennis. Like there's just random shit, but they have an advanced athletic
ability,
lineage, and ability to go with it. It's fascinating to me. And so, even a sport like skiing, you're like, well, what kind of athletes are skiers? Well, when you get down to it, the best of the best skiers could fucking have crossover. And so there was a guy, Scotty, I forget his last name right now, but I just remember his name is Scotty because I went to dinner with him and Tebow in New York at Catch with Jim Ornstein, my old agent at William Morris. And he ski raced in college at Boulder and played football.
Love it.
That's a fucking athlete.
Yeah.
All right. So number 2 right here on the athletic list, Muhammad Ali. Pepe, your thoughts on Muhammad Ali being the second greatest athlete of all time?
I mean, sting like a fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Like, I'm a huge Muhammad Ali. So I one of my prized possessions is I have an autographed picture of Muhammad Ali when he came into. He was actually training at the Miami South Beach gym, and the Beatles were visiting for 1963. And there's this great picture. The Beatles are all lying down on the floor, and he's like a big black and white picture. He's standing over them, and it's autographed Muhammad Ali, aka Cassius Clay. I watched this amazing documentary on his story. He was an incredible athlete. He beat people that no one expected him to beat, and he came. And then, the other thing that's amazing about Ali, and you said something pretty controversial to me today, which, I mean, again, I don't know if we could simulate this. You said Mike Tyson would kick Muhammad Ali's ass.
No. Joe, wait, hold on a second, dude. I said Mike Tyson in his prime would beat the fuck out of Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali wouldn't have lasted a goddamn round with Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson was on top of his game.
I call bullshit on that. I think my money. So first of all, Ali was fast. He's probably both guys in their prime. He has a huge reach advantage. His jab was vicious, and he could keep Tyson away with that jab. And as Mike Tyson would say, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the head.
Yeah, exactly. So Ali could have had his fucking plan, and then Mike would just get down here, and you don't even really notice it too. And it's just, whew, and the fight's over. It's fucking over. Ian, your thoughts on a Muhammad Ali? Because you're a youngin, bro, and so you probably didn't even get to watch Mike Tyson fight, but
yeah,
you've seen the tapes, you've seen the clips, you did get everything else. All due respect to Muhammad Ali, I get it. Like, you're a great fighter. There was a lot of hype surrounding Ali, and maybe it's deserved, but everybody from your generation, Pepe. They fucking love him. They swear by him, and greatest fighter ever. Yeah. Ian, give me some Youngblood thought on this.
Dude, everything Joe's saying is right. All right. I mean, Muhammad Ali's fucking huge, but Mike Tyson, he gets in there, he lands one punch. You just need one. Right? Obviously, dude, the rope a dope. You last fucking 5+ rounds. Different story. If I got Mike Tyson landing one of those shots, right? I'm no boxing expert, but he's killing me, right? Maybe it's taken down Muhammad Ali, dude. But we will see Mike Tyson fight Mr. Paul coming up, right? So we're gonna see the guy.
Is he really,
man?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be a $1,000 pay-per-view fight.
Dude, Jake Paul. I mean, seriously, like, Tyson's gonna put himself through this? Paul's a fucking great fighter.
This is happening. This is real.
I know he's on Tyson. Actually, I think Tyson.
We may have to.
You think so? No chance, dude.
He looks good.
Bro, Tyson was buying. I mean, it's like, okay. He used to get his coke from a dude I know.
Yeah.
So maybe he gets all yayed up. He gets in there and fucking dominates.
I want to see it, dude. A knockout. Give me a KO.
My money's on Ali in that Ali Tyson in their prime match. Like, that's.
We get it.
I don't know how.
Wait, hold on. You're saying your money's on Ali in the prime match? You think?
No. If you're saying Ali Tyson in their prime, I'm saying Ali would win that match. And
no.
It's kind of like, look. Here's the thing. Okay, I'm old enough that I remember when Ali was fighting. He was on ABC Sports, and it was Howard Cosell. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the great matchup, the wonderful Muhammad Ali. Ali, tell me, why do you think you can have a chance tonight? And then they would go back and forth. It was like, it was the magical days of television, man. Fucking Howard Cosell and Ali arguing. And like, Cosell was doing everything back then. He was doing Monday Night Football. Like, he would do the special boxing matches. And it was just like, it's a childhood memory of mine. And Ali would just get in there, and these guys would get hit. It's like, you know, in these heavyweight matches that last 30 seconds, all these matches back then where these guys would go 10, 12 rounds beating the shit out of each other. So you're making the assumption that Ali never got hit. Ali got hit. He got hit hard. The guy had like fucking Parkinson's when he died. He got hit so hard.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Shaky
he got hit hard, and he took a hit. And so anyway, he got hit by, I don't know if you can make an equivalent of a Tyson hit to the guys that hit him, but he got hit, so he could take a hit.
Look, Tyson, who was a better fighter? I 1,000% agree. Over the longevity of his career, it was Muhammad Ali. But for a short period of time, there was nobody better ever in the history of possibly any sport than Mike Tyson.
So look, any given Sunday with Tyson beat Ali if he catches him, yeah. If they fought 10 times, I'd say like Ali wins 7. So
okay.
Hey,
all right, let's move on. Let's hit the number one here. Let's see if we're all in agreement. Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be. Just going through that list, right?
He transcended the game. It's just because Kobe, everybody after him, I don't care who it is, but I'm specifically Kobe because his game was so gosh damn similar. LeBron, whatever, but dude, MJ was the GOAT, right? Yeah. He was the one that pioneered it. He was the one that paved the path for Kobe and a LeBron and a Steph, and just he changed the fucking game of basketball.
He did. Yeah, and in the same way Gretzky changed hockey and changed the game was played, in the same way, I guess that's why Babe Ruth is on the list, right? But yeah, so is Bo the only football player then on that list?
Yeah. I mean, let's see.
Thorpe, you said, right?
What's
I
that?
would argue that Cristiano Ronaldo is a better athlete than Messi.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying,
the metrics.
It's just a fact. Like, soccer should be happy they got a fucking guy on this list. Phelps deserves to be there. Thorpe deserves to be there. Yeah. Phelps, I would put it 10 though. Babe Ruth, and it says here he's unquestionably the greatest baseball player of all time. That's not true. There's 2 guys. I would put. You could put Barry Bonds in there, and it seems like they tried to avoid any sort of performance-enhancing drug user, but I think Barry could be there. I also think, and again, this might be a Mike Tyson scenario, right, or Bo Jackson. Because for a very short period of time, just because he hasn't done it for long, you could take an Ohtani.
Yeah,
Ohtani, Babe Ruth, Barry Bonds. Those probably the 3 greatest that I've seen. The Messi thing, I'll just stay out of the soccer conversation. I'm not that interested. Federer. I mean, people say Djokovic is the greatest of all time now.
Yeah.
Right.
And, the other thing that's actually interesting that's missing on that list: Formula One drivers are among the best athletes in the world.
I've heard this shit too, bro. Come on. They're driving a fucking car. Are they good athletes? I'm sure they're great athletes. They have billions of dollars behind them. They're put in a Ferrari at they're fucking 6 years old and you go drive. Like, whatever, dude.
That's cardiovascular. They've been tested against.
I know. I've heard it.
Level and all that stuff. Yeah. Surprisingly so. I know that's the perception. You're just sitting in your ass and you're driving a car for 2 hours. Burnsy's like, fuck, I drive 8 hours to go travel ball in my minibus, right? Like, I do that every day.
Yeah. And I, what I'm doing when I'm rolling on the I-5 going back and forth, I'm literally standing up and doing squats when I'm fucking driving.
Love it.
From a baseball perspective, Ian, I mean, like, look, dude, we don't get to have you on here very often. Like, is there anything you want to share with the Deuces Wild audience? And I don't know, thoughts, feelings. Have you followed the Giants at all? Who's your team?
A little bit, obviously, since I came on over here at No Filter, I know you guys are invested in the Giants' success. I was excited when they got Snell, a little let down by their performance so far. But, dude, I mean, the NL West is fucking – that's no joke. I mean, Colorado stinks, but the NL West is no joke, dude. Cubs are surprising. I'm surprised by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Burnsy, I know fucking Skeens should be up there. I agree with everything you're saying. Imagine if Skeens gets up there and influences baseball games. That's another win a week. I mean, they're 13-11.
Question for you. Why are we wasting bullets in the minor leagues?
Is that a service time thing?
Yeah, well, it probably is. Like, they don't want them to be a Super 2 or whatever now at this point. So, maybe that's it. I have no
That's
idea.
fucked. Man, that's fucked.
It's this is stupid. It's stupid. Like this is a guy you're going to try to sign for an eternity, right? So long as he stays healthy.
Yeah, it's actually ridiculous because to get the first overall pick, you had to stink for a few years, and you got a great one. You know, Burns and I were talking about this earlier. He's pitching 3 innings in AAA. Like he's on a 45-50 pitch count. Hasn't allowed a run. He's absolutely killing it. You know, he's striking out 2 out of 3 batters he's facing. Bring the guy up, man. Bring the guy.
What are we working on? What are we working on?
And you're competitive. You can win you can actually make a wild card spot. Like give the fans something to get excited about. Just like Cincinnati when they brought Ellie up last year. Remember that energy boost? I'm not saying that Skeens will have that same effect, but you know, this is a young and there's some great young rookies, great young athletes.
Well, dude, the Pirates they have that guy Jared Jones too.
Yeah,
who's legit. I did a video like that strikeout that he had. It's funny because the video that I created, it didn't do shit. I just did a voiceover on it. It's like that. It did terrible. I don't even care. But what it looks like, it's the guy got shot. I'm like, oh, a sniper got him from the crowd.
Yeah,
but that's exactly right. It was a definition of getting sorted.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he got fucking sorted. I actually was reading some statistic on this. It was really funny. They have a stat for swords where you have to swing in the bottom 10 percentile. So when you're swinging, it's got to be a full swing, no foul ball, and the swing speed has got to be in the bottom 10 percentile. So it's great. But he obviously looks like the real deal. Mitch Keller's a good pitcher. So you add Skeens to the mix, and they got a chance. Well, they got off to a hot start, then they lost 6 in a row, and before Jared Jones killed it last night. But anyhow, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? They won again tonight too, which is great.
They won tonight, so they're winning low-scoring games, and bring him in. Bailey Falter is now 2-1, pitched 7 innings, and they got a good young pitching rotation, and it'd be great for the game. And God knows the Pirates fans have suffered long enough, right? So
the Guardians, Guardians are hot.
Guardians are they look good. They look like the real deal.
Their offense is fucking wild, bro.
I think that the Guardians, formerly Indians.
It's not right. It's not right.
I like the Indians. I like the Indians. They're the Indians. We're celebrating them.
Yeah.
I didn't get the Fighting Irish. We celebrate the Irish. It just doesn't make sense to me. But the Brewers and the Guardians are the 2 teams that really shock you. Baltimore's losing tonight, Joe. Did we bet on that game?
I do not believe we bet. Oh, we did bet on Baltimore. Yeah, they're down 5-0, but they are playing the Angels, and it's early. And more concerning, it's 0-0 between the Mets and the San Francisco Giants. The Giants have yet to record a base hit. So
what inning?
It is going to the bottom of the 4th.
This is the 4th. Oh, just like that.
Severino has 3 scoreless innings and 2 strikeouts. So pitchers duel. The OU on that was 6.5, and so far, I mean, we talked about this though, Burnsy, right? Like none of these guys go past 7, and we figure it'll get to the bullpen, and we'll see some runs late in the game. That was the play anyway. But we have the Giants and the over in this particular game.
Steven Luker.
Sky.
What's
up, buddy? How are you?
What's up? Were you thinking of Scotty James, EB, when you were talking about skiers?
Yeah, those Scotty. What's his last name?
Scotty James.
Really?
Yep.
There we go.
Is that it? Was it Scotty James?
It could be. Who knows? But
he played for the Jets. He played for the Jets. He was a wide receiver. I don't think James is. He was dating Hayden Panettiere.
But Scotty James is an Australian skier. That's where I got.
That's not him, dude.
I was just searching Scotty and skiing, and that was the first one that came up.
No, this guy was dating Hayden Panettiere. She was at the dinner too. How about that, Ian?
Ooh, was she?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, she was great. She was actually really sweet. I like Scotty. Tebow's a dud, but whatever.
Nice.
Love that shit, man. I love it.
It's here to tell truth. That's it.
Yeah. By the way, we hit the over in the Colorado-San Diego game officially. It's now 6-4 Colorado. Bottom of the 5th inning, they have 2 runners on.
So look, yeah, it looks like we might split that game. The Giants.
Well, if the Giants win, we're okay. It's 0-0. I mean,
you know how quickly those bullpens can implode.
Yeah, we need a base hit though.
The Minnesota Twins just walked off the worst team in baseball, the Chicago White Sox.
Man.
Wow.
They're fucking terrible, Ian. I told Joe before the season. I created a video. I don't know if I created a video. I was just talking about him on Daily Hustle. And then Henry created the video about me saying how dog shit the White Sox were. And I kind of felt bad for a minute, but they've far exceeded even the expectations when I called them dog shit.
It's a prophecy now, man. They fucking 3-20 now? Yikes, dude.
4th win.
Ooh, it's not it, dude. That's not it right
Seattle's up 4-0, Byrnesy too. We talked about that, right?
Yeah, who were they? They had Kirby on the mound.
Yeah.
Julio.
Yeah,
Wendy.
Kirby's good. I didn't want to touch that game. Well, because you're in Texas.
Gilbert pitched today for Seattle.
Oh, it was Gilbert.
Yeah, Gilbert went 6 2/3, gave up 2 hits, and another impressive bullpen actually too. Like Seattle's got a decent bullpen, good pitching, getting it done. How are the Angels up 5-0 on Baltimore? That game's not over yet.
Dude, Trout hit a fucking nuke.
Probably.
That was one way. Hey, don't sleep on Ron Washington. Ian Miller, best manager you ever played for. Doesn't have to be a big name, but tell me why.
David Ross. David Ross with the Cubs,
my
man.
boy, dude.
David Ross with the Cubs, man. That was a leader of men. And when that guy spoke, right, everybody just shut the fuck up. Everybody just listened. And man, he was a leader to me, man. Took me in COVID, just when the fucking world was like upside down, was trying to make that team, dude. He kind of just like took me under his wing. And yeah, man, he was awesome. He was awesome, man. David Ross and I spent some time together in the Dominican Republic. And dude, you want to talk about a wingman? Oh.
We had some fucking amazing nights together.
I can only imagine, man.
An awesome teammate, an awesome person, a good baseball player, won a championship together. Those experiences that you go through with teammates. And I get it. It was a Dominican League championship. That shit matters, man. It does. Like, you could tell. I would have told you back fucking then that this guy is a winning player because he cares. And that's the type of dude that you need on your team. And what he did to help the Cubs break that curse in 2016 as a player. And then the fact that he kind of got done dirty, man. I like that. That still does not sit well with me, with the fact that he got ousted out of Chicago. I've got to believe, and I don't know if he had a contract or not. I got to believe, I think he did have a contract. Maybe I'm wrong, but he's got to be one of the most sought after managers going into next season, right?
I mean, I would think, man. But just from the stuff that I was reading, man, they were singing Council's praises over top of, saying goodbye to Ross, right? I don't know what the whole story was, but yeah, man, I would think he would be a hot commodity, right, going into this next year, man. But we'll see, dude.
So here's what David Ross had. He had an extension through this season, and he had a club option for next season. If he was
so he's getting paid, because I was really curious about that, because you didn't hear his name and he's kind of disappeared a little bit. I got to reach out to him. I got his number. Yeah, fucking great. He's an awesome guy.
I love that, man.
All right, hey, I smell tacos downstairs. I'm sorry for keeping you guys this long.
Conversation was fun. This clip of Aaron Boone losing it yesterday?
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. A great call. Yes, I did see it. But Aaron Boone didn't necessarily lose it, right? Wasn't it the umpire that lost it on him, Steven?
Yes. I have the clip if you want to watch. Everyone wants to watch it.
Okay, play the clip. You want to share it? Play the clip, and then I want to get Ian's reaction.
Is the first base umpire?
So Esto Release got hit, and he's on first, and they were questioning it.
Is the first base umpire you saw making that call?
You're not yelling at me. I did what I was supposed to do and check. I'm looking for him to get hit by the pitch. You got anything else to say? You're gone. Okay?
Oh, okay, Hunter.
Wow. You know what? We're not going to need a John Boy breakdown of that one. We got a very clear.
Aaron,
Well, there you go. And now Aaron's saying I didn't say anything.
you're gone.
Aaron's saying, hold on a second, I didn't say a word.
Hey, shit. I mean, you don't care. I did not say a word. It was a bullshit. I did not say anything, Hunter. Okay, I did not say it.
Everybody in that stadium can hear that conversation, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy,
Brett
man.
lost it, like.
Dude.
And if you look, it was the fan up on there saying it that got him tossed.
The fucking guy in the blue looking around like, who was the one that just said that, dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then when the ejection happened, and he's like, was it me who's getting tossed, or was it the manager below me getting
That's
tossed?
right. That's right. He didn't even know.
Like the MLB's got to rectify that situation, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so he threw him out. I guess he could have said, "Oh, like yeah, he would have to admit, I'm sorry, it didn't happen." His reaction was, "I don't give a shit." It's like he's supposed to be responsible for what the fans say, right? It was wild.
And that was a comment after the game that Hunter Reynolds had something along the lines of he's responsible for the New York Yankees. He's responsible for the players. He's responsible for the fan. Like, he didn't say fans specifically.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is. I mean, or excuse me, I'm not saying he is, but you can't hold a manager accountable for what a fucking fan's gonna do. The only thing I could say, and we've seen this before in college basketball, when the fans get unruly, they then will say in college basketball or college football, and this is college, it's not pros, they'll say, hey, look, we will give an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on your fucking fans if you guys don't get your shit together. And then the coach gets on the loudspeaker, hey, guys, settle down, stop throwing shit on the field, whatever it is, right? We've seen that before.
And in the NBA, it happened recently with Popovich. He even told people to stop booing this season.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right. Of all the shows, that was one of them. Steven, any last thoughts and final thoughts for the Deuces Wild crowd tonight?
Just enjoy the day and have everyone have a great Taco Tuesday.
I love the fact you're fucking back, Luker. It means something to me when you show up here.
Yep. I'm coming back as much as I can.
All right, good shit, Luker. See ya. Ian Miller. Fantastic shit, dude. Any closing thoughts, ideas? Where can people find you?
Oh, man. Where can people find me? The Nine Hope Podcast on Instagram, on any social network site, do whatever. Ian Miller is my name. Look me up on Instagram, on Twitter, whatever, man. I'm grateful to be here. Appreciate you boys having me. Final thoughts, man. Final thoughts, man. Wow. Hungry dogs run faster. That's the final thought I got, man. That's just a little quote. Hungry dogs run faster, man. That's how I'm gonna end it. That's a good one there.
That's deep, man. That's stay hungry. Stay hungry and stay chasing.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Giuseppe Pepe Manueli, any final words of encouragement for our Deuces Wild crowd tonight?
Hey, this is actually a wonderful, wonderful time of the year. NHL round 1 of the playoffs is going. NBA playoffs, if that's your thing, is going. Baseball is really back, man. Baseball is exciting. Great young players. I'm pumped. I don't know what it is, but it's just really, really nice to see. And then, really excited to see the popularity of women's sports. So Caitlin Clark, congratulations on your $10 million a year Nike sponsorship.
28
First game of Caitlin Clark's NBA or WNBA show. They had to book a bigger arena because of the ticket demand. So she's going to fill 20,000 people for a women's basketball game. So that's phenomenal. And Byrnesy and I have daughters who are athletes, so it's really cool. Great to have female role models and see them do well. So heck of a catch there by the Giants in the background. So yeah,
I was going to say Michael Conforto, the Oregon State Beaver,
nice.
with a fucking fantastic catch. He had the big home run yesterday. He got a perfect read on that. You could see it. They showed the wide view. Boom, as soon as hit, he broke upon contact, comes in, makes a sick play on Stewart. Now, not a lot of guys know DJ Stewart. It says 6 feet 210, but there's no fucking way. I mean, he looks like he's 5'9", 300. Yeah. This is a Daniel Vogelbach lookalike. Ian, who put 6 feet 210 for this fucking guy?
I don't know, man. That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
Stretch. It is.
Dude, 2015 number 1 pick by the Baltimore Orioles, so he could actually be an Oriole out of Florida State. Another stud hitter. He's having a nice season for the Mets. He's hitting only 205, but an 872 OPS.
Damn.
Anyhow. All right, guys. Hey, of all the shows, this certainly has been one of them. Ian, good stuff. Appreciate you joining, Pepe. Good luck on all of your bets, man.
Thanks, boys. Yeah. Great to have you guys. Great to see you.
All right, dudes. Throwback next week for the Deuces Wild crowd. And then, hold on. Let me not forget the read that, of course, Leslie gave me on the way out as I rip through this. Yep. It says at the end, today's episode of Deuces Wild was presented by Steelhead, STLHD. Go to steelhead.com and knock off 22% of your order at checkout with the promo code Deuces. And by the way, my wife has ordered not only a hat, but a hat and a sweatshirt, and it looks really, really fucking cool. So Steelhead, go ahead and get your gear there. Back next week, everybody. That's it. And Daily Hustle Moment. See ya.